MSL. It's smooth and fresh. That's right. Man, that's kind of creepy. But this is Flash versus Jaedong on Circuit Breaker. That's the sound of a circuit breaking. But this should be a fun winners match. These guys are definitely winners. Except, up at the 10 o'clock position in blue is a guy named Flash. That means down at the 5 o'clock position in brown is a guy named Jaedong. Obviously, one of the most epic rivalries in all of esports. These guys have faced each other many, many, many times. Not only in the round of 32, but in the round of 16, round of 8, probably the semifinals. I can't remember off the top of my head the semifinal they faced each other in, but I'm pretty sure they faced each other in the semifinals before too. And of course, the finals. They faced each other in the finals many times, many, many, many times. And the OSL, the MSL, the GOM TV stuff, they just always seem to end up in the finals together because they're both such good players. They've faced each other in so many finals, actually, that fans have actually started groaning at the prospects of another Flash versus Jaedong final, which is kind of ridiculous if you think about it. They're both so good. You'd think that it would never get old watching two players of such a caliber play each other on different maps, pitted against each other in different situations. And yeah, I would welcome another Jaedong versus Terran final. I don't know about you, but I think it would be fun, and I've casted 2 of them now. So I'm still not tired of it. I mean, they're both so good, and obviously, as I said, the maps always change. So it's fun to see how they are pitted against each other on new maps, how they come up with strategies against one another. I'm pretty sure that Flash is pretty far ahead in the head-to-head between the two. As you see, Flash is going for his barracks first before his command center, not going for a 14cc against Jaedong. No, sir. But thinking back on all the finals between Flash and Jaedong, none of the finals have really lived up to the hype, I think. Each of the finals have had like 1 or 2 games that were just awesome, just amazingly awesome. But other than that, power outage, that 3-0 with the 14cc 3-0 that Flash did in one of them. And the last MSL, we had the double 4 pool, which I think was epic, but of course it makes for shorter games where the players can't really show off their late game prowess in that kind of a situation. So I don't think we've had the proper Jaedong versus Flash final yet. I think we're still in store for that. I think we will have another Flash versus Jaedong final one of these days. If not in this MSL, maybe another MSL or the upcoming OSL. It'll happen. You can mark my words on that. But third hatchery up, coming up for Jaedong as Flash is getting in here with his SCV to scout what Jaedong is up to. This is a 4-player map, so it's going to take a while for that Overlord since it went diagonally. Well, it didn't go diagonally, but it's going towards Flash's base now because it knows exactly where Flash is. I'm going to see that command center coming up, and Flash is going to do his standard type of play. It looks like the standard opening from Flash, where he just puts his bunker out front to protect, gets his 2 scans, figures out what the Zerg is going for, whether it be Lurkers or Mutalists or something, and then gets prepared for whatever tech he finds. That is typically Flash's style of play against Zerg. Of course, we have cross positions, so any kind of rush is not going to be successful. If there is a Lurker rush or something, Jaedong would not be successful in that. But yeah, man, I'm excited for this. This is going to be so awesome. I'm excited for more than one reason. I mean, obviously it's Flash versus Jaedong, but also I've had a lot of cotton candy today, so my blood is like half sugar at the moment. So I'm just kind of vibrating in my chair, like whee! It's awesome. In fact, I think I'll have another. No, I gotta push that cotton candy away. I've had way too much today. Obviously, the Easter candy. I had a family get-together. Man, I've had a very busy weekend. I recorded a podcast with Ranchin yesterday before doing a lot of other stuff, and then had family get-togethers today. But yeah, at the family get-together, I played ping pong with my mother and my uncle and my dad, and it was a lot of fun. They put up a ping pong table for whatever reason in the basement, so we played a lot of ping pong. And, of course, we don't play with any rules. We bounce it off the ceiling or bounce it off the side. I actually did a running shot when I was, there's a pool table on the other side of the room. So I hit the shot off the pool table, did a running back to the ping pong table. Oh, it was epic. You had to be there, man. You had to be there. But anyways, back to StarCraft. The second barracks coming up for Flash, and he's mining gas to get for his factory coming up soon, I think. But of course, he's building so many barracks. That's mostly going to be for his medics as he goes out there. But okay, let's see what Jaedong is up to. Building his spire, but Flash was not in there long enough with the SUV to spot that. So he's going to have to use his double scan, as he normally does, to find that spire, even though it is hidden, tricky by Jaedong. I've seen some other Zerg players go for this kind of strategy, put it at the third hatchery, so the Terran player has to get kind of lucky at where they scan. If he scans the main and the natural expansion, he's not going to get the information he needs. He needs to do kind of an awkward scan away from those two, so we'll see if he manages to accomplish that. But Flash is already working on his +1 upgrade, building a lot of barracks inside of his mains and preparing at the front. He has his 2 comsat stations coming up. And as I said, he's going to scan the main, he's going to scan the natural expansion to figure out what Jaedong is doing. But it's going to be very difficult unless he can anticipate that Jaedong is going to build his building at that third hatchery, which he may. Okay, the scans just came up, which means Flash is going to scan. I think he just did, actually. But he's working on his stem and the +1 upgrade at the same time, so he's going to push the front with a few medics. He has 3 medics, and that will be enough to apply pressure to Jaedong's front. I think Jaedong was already taking his 2 o'clock position. Yeah, he's already put up a hatchery at the 2 o'clock. And as is normal for Zerg these days, it hasn't always been the case, but Zerg have been bypassing the static defense of the front almost entirely. I've seen this a lot recently in Pro League as well. And guys like Hydra going for this type of thing, where they do not put down any static defense at all. They just try to rely on getting out their troops, try to use the Zerglings and the Mutalists effectively to get the pincer attack, so they don't need to put up static defense and waste drones and minerals on very costly sunken colonies. So you don't see a lot of early sunken colonies from Zerg players these days, unless the Terran player obviously is going for a rush of some kind. But Jaedong is in here. He has his Zerglings running around, I know, so he might be able to get a pincer attack or something. But Flash is up on his micro, just trying to stem and get around there. But now I think that Jaedong might be going for the pincer attack. He has his Zerglings accompanying the Mutalists at the top. But of course, Flash has taken that high ground area, so he's pretty much safe as long as he can go in here with the high ground. But now Jaedong senses the blood and water. He takes down a lot of Marines, so he gets rid of this entire troop in the middle, and Flash loses everything here. He's going to have to wait for his reinforcements before he moves out and does anything. Even though he took the high ground, Jaedong rather managed to sneak up on him with those Zerglings. But Flash, since he put down 4 barracks, he's going to have a very healthy number of reinforcements out there now. But Jaedong is coming in with so many Zerglings at the same time, getting in with Zerglings. Another great pincer attack from Jaedong. He takes down all of Flash's reinforcements, so Flash is running very low on troops now. I don't think he anticipated that many Zerglings at all. Jaedong just committed all Zerglings to back himself up with these mutas. I don't think he committed to extra mutas. He might be committing to that now, but no, he's going for Lurkers, going straight into Lurkers. Hatchet Hydralist in, out. First Hydralist I see on the way at the natural expansion. So, Queen's Nest for Jaedong, so he might be going straight into Hive. Very interesting, but he has those Lurkers morphing already, so he's going to apply constant pressure to the front. And it's going to be tough for Flash, because he delayed his factory timing by putting down that many barracks at the front, because he wanted to get a nice aggressive attack on Jaedong's front by fighting back these Mutalists with the +1 attack. But he does have the +1 attack, and I think he had it when the pincer attack happened as well. But it just wasn't enough. And now the Hive is up for Jaedong. He's going to get the Hive up, go straight into Defiler tech, and make it even harder for Flash. But now Flash, he does have his reinforcements moving through the middle. He's going to wait for another wave, I think, before he pushes out completely. But the starport coming up for him to get up his upgrades, go straight into science vessels. I'm going to need those science vessels, but now medic sniped, I think. No, that was just a Marine there. But now the Marines, they have the +1 upgrade, which means they're going to rip into the mutas. So it's good that Jaedong switched into Lurkers at the time he did. because Flash, even though he's lost so many ground troops, he's still going to be a pain as he goes out there with the ground troops that he has left, his medic marines, as he pushes those towards another base. But now Flash has such a large amount of medic marines. It would be much larger if he hadn't lost so many earlier, but now he's still going to go for a base, the base of his choosing, and Jaedong coming in with lurkers at the same time. That Flash is going to spot this, though. Flash spotting the lurkers and chasing them off. So Jaedong is going to have to get into a better position to bury those. Burrow. I said that was a cross between Barry and Burrow. Bury. Very West Virginian. But more lurkers at the front. So a pincer attack is imminent now from Jaedong. He has lurkers at the top and the bottom now. He'll be able to go out there and get a nice pincer attack, which is exactly what he's trying to do. Flash backing off quite a bit, running back to his own natural expansion, but now Flash could be in huge trouble as Jaedong is just inching forward with all of these lurkers. He has a full control group of lurkers, if not more, at this point. But now Jaedong, Flash, he does have a tank at the front. I saw he has a couple of tanks, actually, which outrange the lurkers, so he'll be able to deal with those as long as Jaedong doesn't get too up close and personal with these lurkers. But Jaedong has a lot of lurkers, and now he has I see the Nidus Canal at the third base, which was not harassed at all. Flash never got to that third base. Huge attack from Jaedong here, just catching Flash completely off guard. I can't believe that Flash was actually holding his ground there in the face of all that. There's no way he would have made that work at all, but now he's being pushed back, lost way too many troops there. I'm not really sure what Flash was thinking. He just lost so many troops trying to hold his ground and take that. But Vel losing everything. Jaedong still has so many lurkers left. Hardly any lurkers died in that attack. So Jaedong is going to push the front even more. Pushing in front with all of those lurkers, he's going to be, wow, that's a lot of lurkers. And Defiler's in play now for Jaedong, so he will have the Dark Swarm to apply even more pressure at at Flash's natural expansion. So Flash, I think that was just a lapse in judgment of him, or maybe a lapse in concentration. Maybe he wasn't completely paying attention when Jaedong did that huge pincer attack. But Jaedong just biding his time, hanging outside with so many lurkers. I can't even believe how many lurkers that Jaedong still has. But the longer he waits here, the worse off it's going to be, because Flash will get a tank out. He'll have the siege tank ready. He'll scan and fight back the lurkers, obviously, but there's a Dark Swarm at the front. Jaedong is going to try to inch his way forward with Dark Swarms. Second Dark Swarm from Jaedong. Of course, you got to watch out for these mines. The mines dragging into the lurkers, but not enough mines to kill these lurkers. They do get under that second Dark Swarm, the third Dark Swarm, rather. And Jaedong just moving forward bit by bit, and he's already taken out this natural expansion. This natural is the second only base that Flash has. He never took his third base. He was trying to end it. He's trying to get a huge attack from the two that he had by building that many barracks. But no, Flash trying to hold his choke area. But now Jaedong is moving up with Dark Swarm all over the place, getting within range of the important production buildings right next to those barracks. So Flash might have to actually lift off his barracks soon. He's still trying to pump from them because he desperately needs them to keep pumping, but he might have to flip them off anyway. Loses one barracks. He was forced to float up his command center as well, but now the Scourge taking out one of the only science vessels that Flash has. He has one more science vessel, probably pumping another one from that starport, but the starport already lost its control tower, so I think the second science vessel that comes out of that will be the only one for a while. But now Jaedong trying to get into a better position here. He's trying to take the low ground area with lurkers, trying to drag mines as well unsuccessfully with those Zerglings, but just completely pressuring the front now, losing most of his troops, and Flash somehow holds for the time being, but I think it's only a matter of time. Jaedong has his Dark Swarm going straight into Ultralisk now off of 4 bases. I hadn't even noticed that Jaedong had taken his 4th base, but he is ready to go with Ultras. And Flash, there's nothing he can do. He just had bad luck with that huge attack from Jaedong there. Perfect execution from Jaedong to get that done. And really just a lapse of concentration, I think, from Flash. I don't think he was paying attention. If he was paying attention, he would have noticed how many lurkers were there and gotten the hell out of there. But that did not work out. He still has vultures running all over the map. Well, not all over the map, just basically inside of his main now. To lay mines But he's working with one base, building another command center to float over to the 11 o'clock base, I believe. That's right next to the main. But either way, Flash it's not looking good for him at all. He has a couple of vultures left, trying to drag mines into those defilers, but unsuccessful in even doing that. The defilers are still in. They'll have to get under the Dark Swarm again, but Flash... Flash is dealing with more Dark Swarm now that Jaedong's moving up with more defilers. He's actually playing into Flash's hands somewhat because Flash wants him to attack so he can take out more troops and siege under that Dark Swarm, but it might not even matter since Jaedong has put down 4 bases. He'll be able to continuously pump reinforcements to this location and keep on the Dark Swarm, so there's going to be almost no way that Flash can expand again. Another Dark Swarm, Jaedong moving up with his Lurkers within range of the production buildings again. I think this will be the death knell for Flash. This is ridiculous. Trying to move out to this natural expansion. What is Flash doing? Trying to transfer his SCVs. What the hell? Flash, he was not on top of his game in this one. Yeah, it's weird to see Flash play like that, but that's the GG from Flash. Everything went wrong for him, and Jaedong takes it. Takes Game 1 and Game 3, guaranteeing himself a spot in the round of 16. Sorry, Flash. That was awesome play from Jaedong, though. Very, very impressive. But now we're going to take a look at the losers game. Flash will have another chance in the final game, but now we're going to move on to the losers game, the losers from the first 2 games. Here we go.